So if you're at the stage where you're booking appointments consistently, the first thing you literally want to do at that point is start hiring appointment setters, because when you automate appointment setting and you hire people essentially to run the systems that you've been running, you can put all your focus onto sales and obviously like service delivery, which is what I've been doing right now, and it's helping us scale to 5-figure months quite easily. So in this video, I'm actually going to break down how you can hire appointment setters from A to Z, because I know there's not many videos about it, and I kind of had to learn this stuff on my own as well. So the first thing you want to do is make a job post like this. So we put job posts out on our LinkedIn. If I just go to my LinkedIn, obviously it'd be best suited if you've got a decent audience, like 1,000+ followers. And then all you do is you just make a post to your audience with this. So we're hiring an appointment setter who wants to make 1,000 to 3,000 USD online, no experience required, just for anyone who wants to, blah, blah, blah. And then the requirements, I'll just say, North America, Europe, Australia, and English as first language, just because, like, especially if you do like video outreach, voice note outreach, that's probably the most important thing. And then, available for 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, ambitious, enthusiastic, proven track record of consistency and discipline, and then comment set a keyword, and then I send them a DM. So when I've actually made a post a while back, which we ended up hiring a setter from. It'll probably take me a while to find the actual post. But what you want to do is all the people that comment, you could get 20 comments, 30 comments, you want to just see whether they qualify. Then you send them a DM asking them if they're still interested, because the main thing with this is, like, for a setter to be good, they have to be consistent, like ruthless, disciplined, and they need to be enthusiastic about this and actually want this. So like if they put comment setter and then you ask, are they interested in the setting role, and they take 3 days to reply, like it's already immediately disqualified, because you're going to have people that are way more high intent that want this job, and by that factor, they're going to be better at setting appointments for you. Because all you need to do is implant the system that you've been running and have them run it. So you build out nice SOPs. I've built out full SOPs. I can actually make another video about that and how to build like SOPs for your entire system A to Z. So a setter can just learn the information and just run the system, and then you set up weekly meetings with them to just make sure they're doing the inputs correctly and whatnot. But in terms of hiring, that's what you want to do. Then from there, I've actually got what happens after that. So in our hiring section, we've actually got a setter role application. So we send them, if they're interested in the DMs in the inbox, we send them this application form. So full name, how old are you, link your LinkedIn profile, what country are you based in. I'm able to put in 40 hours of work per week. Now, I said I won't have to do that much at the start, but when they get good, I mean, their incentives, because they're going to be paid, I recommend paying them per commission as well, because like for $50 per book call, don't include them in the shows or the closes unless you want to give them commission on the close, which you can do. But it creates an incentive loop, and the more accounts they can do, the more hours they can spend, the more appointments they're going to book, the more money they're going to get. So you want them to be able to work that long in the future. So please record a quick selfie video explaining a time when you've been consistent and disciplined, why you're passionate about this, and why you're interested in this role specifically. So then I've got like around 22 responses. I watched all the Loom videos, and then from there I actually put all of these applicants into a separate like CRM setter applicants sheet from there. And all of these things so here's the application form, the name, whether I'm going to interview them, the interview status, whether they've booked it or not, whether completed, interview recordings. And then in the actual interviews, there's just a few things you want to ask these setters or these potential setters that will essentially dictate whether they're good enough to be hired or not. And all you're looking for is, if I go to just the next part of the hiring process, it's pretty simple. It's just setter interview criteria and questions. All you're looking for is charisma. So like, can you talk to them? Can you get along with them? They're not bots. Like a lot of dudes nowadays, like that, some of them can be bots, and like you want to avoid hiring people like that. Not out of it's a bit brutal, but they need to be charismatic in some way. Otherwise, they're just going to be impossible. You can't really train that in someone. They have to kind of have that already. Consistency, proven track record of consistency. For example, I've been going to the gym for 2 years. I trained for this for 2 years. I did this for the 2 years. I had this setback and I kept doing it. Same with discipline. And then ask them, like, their goals. expand on times they've showed that consistency, discipline, why this role would be a good opportunity for them to see what they're going to say. If they just say make more money, like, you want to be careful like what their motivations are overall. And good, really just to suss them out. It only takes like 5 to 10 minutes, and then from there you pick whoever you want to hire. So from there, you just pick the ones you want to hire, whether you want to hire 1 setter, 2 setters, 3 setters, whatever. You, depending on how much you want to scale, depending on how much volume you want, 1 setter can book 10 to 20 calls per account per month. So the more setters you get, the more accounts you get. It's just appointments galore, while you get to focus on sales and product, or your service delivery if you're on the agency model. So that's pretty much it, because all you're looking for is just a streamlined process to hire setters, and this is how you do it. If I go back to that CRM, I can share all this with you guys, maybe in the YouTube comments as well. But it's pretty easy to set up yourself. You just, whether you hired them, there's the verdict and then their current status. So this is pretty much how you hire setters. And then the only other thing, you want to set up proper contractor agreements with setters. So I've built a contractor agreement. I can also share this with you guys as well. But, just base description of services provided, following the appointment setting process daily, sourcing qualified leads, logging all prospects in our CRM, sending calendar events to schedule appointments, blah, blah, blah. All the things that they need to be doing on a daily basis to run these appointment setting systems for you. Contract terms, service location, schedule and days off, payment for services, $50 per valid appointment book, subject to increase, all the things that, will be relative to, your business and how you want to pay setters and the specific niches you're in and whatnot. But then these are the general things you want, because you do want to have some formality with it. You don't just want to hire setters and make it all just a verbal kind of agreement. You want to have something that they sign, something that they're serious about, so that they're also serious about booking appointments, so they can get their commission and then continue the cycle. Now, with this process itself, you can literally get an extra 30 appointments a month at the bare minimum while you don't even have to do any work. So the prerequisite is that you have been running an appointment setting system either on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, actually booking calls consistently every month. Because if we go to, for example, LinkedIn metrics on a few of our accounts, for example, 2.2% appointment booking rate so far this month. If we go to previous months, like the month of July or June, maybe. Yeah, in the month of June, 6.1% appointment booking rate on this system. May, 4%. And when it comes to actually building out the SOPs themselves, this is the kind of thing you want to build out. So I'm not going to do a full breakdown of the actual how to make SOPs so that setters can simply follow them. But at a broad level, you want to tell them how to set up the account to be on behalf of your brand, your business, how to source leads, how to message, how to track, how to do everything to do with the actual prospecting and outreach, how to get commission tracking, and how to recover their accounts if they ever get soft banned or whatnot, how to verify their accounts, everything they need to book appointments. So that's broadly the video. Mainly this was about hiring. That's literally all you need to do about hiring. If you don't have a huge audience, you can also just set a job post like that into school groups. So for example, there's plenty of school groups that are like, whereas like AI Automation Agency Hub, there's plenty of school groups. You just look them up, look up for agency school groups, and you can just get in there, get your access by the person who owns the school group, and just start putting job posts in there, and you'll get applicants as well. That's pretty much it for this video. It's going to help you book a lot of appointments, but again, you only want to do this when you're actually booking appointments consistently. If you're not running a system that hasn't worked yet, you do not want to hire setters. But other than that, I hope this helped you guys. Cheers.